My name is Randolph. I've been a part of ACF for 3 years now. About a year and a half ago, I was in a really weird moment of my life, portion of my life, where I was in a really dark, deep place. I was struggling pretty heavily with depression and anxiety, and my coping for that would be to go out and drink. It tore at me for such a long time. I was constantly fighting this battle of doing something that the world tried to say would make me feel good, but obviously wasn't good for me, while also still trying to live a life in the faith. It was just driving me even deeper. It almost felt like being in the church and doing that was making it feel worse, because I was having this false reality that, what I was doing, what I was committing to outside the church, these things that I would think to use to cope with would help, and they weren't. I was that guy that would, I'd be downtown in the clubs on Saturday night and then somehow make it to church on Sunday morning to be there to go on stage and do, emceeing or something like that. About a year and a half ago, I sat down with Britt Jacobs, who's the youth director, and she pulled me into her office and kind of had this come to Jesus moment where she was like, hey, we've been kind of starting to hear about some of your behavior and the way you've been acting and the things that you're doing. And that was really the first time I think that I've ever told anybody how bad it really was. That was the first moment where all the cards were on the table. I didn't know really where else to go. I didn't know what the next direction was going to be. But I almost felt naked and had so much shame wrapped up in who I thought I was. It was tough. It was tough for sure. But the one thing that I noticed right off the bat is that I was met with so much grace from where I was. Not affirming what I was doing, but saying we care for you and we love you. And like I said, I was in a deep, deep, dark place, and I didn't feel that love right off the bat. It was hard to comprehend that. I thought that my days of serving were done. I thought God is done with me. I didn't think that there could have been any redemption. About this same time is when I met Aletha. And it's funny, she said no to dating me twice before she said yes. So she eventually she said yes, and we started dating. Fast forwarding a little bit more into 2021, in March, on March 20th, Aletha and I got married. It was easily the best day of my life. This was kind of the first time that I was like, oh man, I'm seeing the fruit of God saying I'm not done with you yet. From there also, I came back into serving with youth culture.
CF Youth Culture Impact Eagle River!
I decided to take a leap of faith. I auditioned for the worship team, which I've always been super self-conscious of my ability to play music and sing and such, and audition, and for some reason Mason decided to let me on the team, so that was cool. I've loved getting to do that from this new perspective. If it wasn't for ACF, I wouldn't have gotten to meet my wonderful wife now. If it wasn't for ACF, I wouldn't have walked away from the addictions that once kept me in chains. I wouldn't get to serve other people in the way that I get to. I'm very thankful for what ACF has done in my life and how God has used it to literally completely change my life around.